Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Ripto. I'm Christian, and in today's video we're going to be talking about a big news that one of the top 4 banks has partnered with the Sandbox to get into Metaverse. As you can see behind me here, that bank is HSBC. Now they've acquired some land in the Metaverse because they say they want a partnership with this and entertain some of their sports and finance clients. So for me, this is a massive adaptation of the mainstream banks trying to get into the Metaverse and the Web3 space, and now they're adopting it and embracing it. When it wasn't that long ago that they weren't really interested and they seen it as a direct competitor to what they were doing. So if you want to know more about that and also looking at where the crypto market is and the Bitcoin price chart, stay tuned and let's get into the video. So before I jump into today's awesome video, you've guessed it, anything you see, hear or choose to ignore is not financial advice. No, this bad boy is here for your educational purposes, and any waffle that I splurt out is just for information. Now, before I jump into all this cool information that I want to share with you, don't forget to hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, tickle that bell notification, because it does help me and help the channel. And hopefully you like the content that I'm giving, because I know a lot of you now are giving me some great feedback, and it is making me produce this different kind of content than I was producing a few months ago. Anyway, with all that boring waffle out of the way, without further ado, and that being said, let's jump into the news of HSBC flying into the Metaverse. Voila! So, as you can see just behind here, that HSBC to become the first global financial service provider to enter the Sandbox. Partnerships will see the HSBC take sports engagement to the next level in the gaming Metaverse. So pretty much just what we were saying. Now, here it all says is that HSBC, one of the world's largest international banking and financial services, which they just process trillions and trillions of dollars, are providing financial services in the Sandbox. And the Sandbox today announced that a new partnership that will open up to the host of opportunities for virtual communities across the world to engage with the global financial services provider in sports communities and the Sandbox Metaverse. Now, I do have it from other articles and other analysts I speak to that they are going to entertain their financial clients, or some of them there. Whether they start putting stuff in the branches and stuff like that, I do not know. It says the groundbreaking partnership between the Sandbox and HSBC will see the global financial service provider acquire a plot of land, virtual real estate in the Sandbox Metaverse, which will be developed to engage and connect with the sports, esports and gaming enthusiasts. Now, if they do anything like what they do and build a headquarters in there, the agreement opens the door for other global institutions to continue evolving in the Web3 space as consumer adoption demands more robust experience in the Metaverse through decentralized and gaming offerings. So what it is they absolutely know, they are clever. They have some of the best analysts there. They have a lot of money to get a lot of the best resources, and they know that this is a space to watch. And they know that this is going to be the future. So if you was one of the top 4 global financial institutions in the world, you would want to front run this and get involved as quick as you can. And this goes to cement it here, saying the Metaverse virtual worlds deliver interactive and immersive experiences to users. With many of these platforms built on blockchain technology, the global Metaverse market is estimated to grow from 45.4 billion to a staggering 1.5 trillion. Now, if you're a forecast analyst and you see something moving that quick with that kind of volume, you're going to jump on that like anything, like I would on some babe station girl. Now, this is just a little bit of information. If you go over to sandboxgame.medium, you can read in there a lot of this information here. I'll just leave it on the screen about what the chief executives are saying, or the chief marketing officers saying, and also the co-founder of Sandbox. They've released statements to say that obviously partnerships are joining over 200 existing people like the big hitters Gucci, Warner Music, Ubisoft and The Walking Dead, as well as that also famous guy we know, what's his name? Snoop Dogg. That's now, for me, this is great news. You can see on this little video here that they've already started putting some stuff in there like stadiums. I don't know if that's a little terminal. They've got their own little lake there. Now, I don't know, because I've not been in the Sandbox to see this, but obviously the banking corporation have thought this is a good major investment. So again, bullish news for the industry. We all know Web3 and the Metaverse are going crazy at the moment. So this is a step in the right direction. So let's jump straight into that chart and have a look. Did it change the price of sand? Well, as you can see, no. Sand is still on a little bit of a down momentum. There was a little bit of a pump. If we go into the granular 4-hour chart, you can see there was a tiny little momentum up here, but that's nothing to start really jumping home about or getting too excited about. That is less than a 10% pump. Now, also looking on the back of that, you can see that sand has really been in a bit of a decline since most of the altcoins back in December's big kind of pump. You can see it all the way down here. It's literally just confirming these top channels here in this kind of descending triangle, which for me is pretty much playing out and confirming in sand absolutely perfectly. You can see that these bottom levels here are now getting to a really low consolidation stage where we need to see sand burst out to the upside, or it's a bit of doom and gloom and it could be suppressed down, pretty much down out of this descending triangle. For me, I think with what I know is coming over the horizon and the way I see Bitcoin going, I think we could see sand pretty much knock on the door of this resistance level and break out a little bit, especially with the news and stuff like that. I don't think we're going to see crazy more downside on sand at the moment, unless of course there's another catastrophe in the market, or America come out and say interest rates are going to be higher than Elvis was when he was at the peak of his bloody career. But if we just look at that, today's momentum and price really didn't do that much for the sand people, which is a shame really, because obviously sand trading at nearly $7 is down at 2.6 is not really a great idea. But anyway, let's move on to the price chart action, and that is Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin people were saying it's dead, it's going to drop out, you know, it's going to 28,000, etc, etc. Well, if you have a look of what I've been doing with Bitcoin, if you've been following the show, you will see that I've had this kind of chart in here now for all of this year and pretty much most of last year, and you can see this buying box here is playing out on the support and resistance levels pretty nicely. You can see Bitcoin is just bouncing in a sideways channel that I said it was bouncing in for quite some time now, and I did said we might have a few more weeks of this. Now, do I think Bitcoin will fall out of its bottom and drop down to these kind of 28,000 levels, which would be around about here? No, not in the immediate run. I don't think that. I don't know why I think these YouTubers are just guessing. Now, they have to come out with big hitters to say this is a major news, Bitcoin's about to do this, because obviously they're high YouTubers. They've got stats to feed. They don't want to look silly with low view count on the videos. Fortunate for me, I don't have that worry. I don't care if I get 2, 3 or 400 views on my videos. I'm here to tell the truth and deliver facts and stats. And facts and stats are Bitcoin still continues to be boring. We're bouncing off this support nicely and we're going up to this resistance area. As you can see, we've been doing this now for pretty much most of this month in this kind of little W pattern here. And I think if we knock on this 42,500 door, I think we'll probably bounce up a little bit more and test this top resistance here. So for me, I'm not too scared or frightened on how the Bitcoin's looking at the moment. I think we've just got a bit more of a boring time while there is a lot of fear in the market. Now, I just want to bring you on to this tweet by Plan B, who's the one that does the stock to flow model. And he said that this stock to flow model is about 60% down from this midline here. But if you're following something like this and you are an analyst or you're a trader like me, you know that this is not a gospel trade at these prices line. It's an indicator. You can see we've been above this line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times on some big highs, and we've enjoyed that, and we've only been below it a couple of times. This is pretty much the major time here, and he's saying just one of his thoughts are that he thinks it will go sideways exactly as I'm thinking, and then we'll start seeing to the upside. But he did say we've still got 2 years to get to 100,000 if we're following the stock to flow model. And if you have a look at it here, the 100,000 is going to be around about the just tail end of 2024, and we're on the beginning of 2022. So you could even say 3 years to where he says we will get to the 100,000. Now, I know we enjoyed that massive bull run and we all said 100,000 laser eyes, and it got euphoria in there and it fed a lot of YouTubers stats and did a lot of stuff. But I think we have to be realistic now with what's going on in the economy and the market, and understand that crypto is here to stay. If you want to get rich slow in crypto, you're going to do it. You'd be an absolute mug not to be able to get rich in crypto. Even if you bought in at highs and you hodl and you hold, you will see inevitably that money go above what you purchased it at, in my opinion. But what it is people don't get into crypto normally to get rich slow. They want to get rich quick. They want the euphoria. They want to see big 100%, 10x's, 100x's, 1000x's, and everyone saying when's Lambo. But if you're a gambler, that is really nice to feed your kind of euphoria like that. But if you're an investor and you're especially like me, a swing trader who does slow trades, then you will see that everything sometimes has to pan out by getting rich slow. So I wouldn't be that too much panicky at the moment. I do want to quickly show you the fear and greed index to show you that fear is still in the low 20s. We're bouncing from 21, 22, 23s, 24s, but we're still in extreme fear and the low 20s, which, like I said, if you are an avid investor and you have got hands, diamond hands, and still, this is a time to accumulate. Put in them low ball orders. Don't just buy straight in. Again, not financial advice. Dollar cost averaging, or if you think there's going to be a wick down or there's going to be a market manipulation just before we have that pump, put some low orders in. I want to make sure that you do know that now's the time coming in, and with the volatility and stuff like that and some uncertainty in the market, that you are only doing what you are comfortable with, what you can afford to lose, what you can afford to not lose sleep over if things start going wrong. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it really interesting, really informative. I hope you want to know about the metaverse, about the Bitcoin, the price chart action, the crypto market as a whole. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe bar, tickle the bell notification. But as always on Crypto Ripto, trade smart, trade safe, and don't get wrecked.